So Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid just dominate the capital of Spain in La Liga. Alongside Barca, the three just keep winning season after season, and there's really no competition. We saw it this season. Girona fought bravely, but were absolutely beaten up by Madrid at the end of the season. But that is where I come in, as today I am making my own club as a Red Bull ambassador in Madrid. That's right, RB Madrid are starting from the bottom and joining the fight against the other Madrids, as we've got to take this team from the second division all the way to the top of European football. As yes, people, here we are. We've got another Madrid build. You can see the beautiful kit. It's got no red on it, which is, granted, unusual, but we're mimicking the Real Madrid, that of course is, as there's some rules around this build. If you haven't seen a Red Bull build, there's plenty more on this channel, also linked somewhere here, but you can see we've got a contract linked to this job, as we can only sign players from other Red Bull clubs or other Madrid clubs. Imagine if Mbappe has literally just joined Real, but then we snap him up in the second division. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? But it isn't going to be that easy, because we don't have unlimited money. We only have a little bit, and we can only make 3 signings per season, as it might take a lot of seasons, in fact, to complete our final objective of winning the Champions League. As this is the team we start with, and I have actually randomized this through Creator Club, so we've got plenty of different nationalities, but not plenty of good players. They're really quite crappy, so it's going to be a difficult rebuild, especially in the first seasons. And yes, I say seasons, because I don't think this will be a quick build. We've got to try and find a good team, and try and find our key players. As what is our budget? It's only 1 million, right? We've got to work with what we've got, and see if there's anything worth working with. As our youngest player here is the goalkeeper Fernandez, but he's no good, really. The best players are Isaac, the CDM, who I may change to a centre-back. We got Rojas. Them two could be partnershiped. As 53 weeks, though, to change Isaac to a centre-back. Could he change to a centre-mid? No, that takes even longer. As actually, I didn't see, but we've got this man as well called Boy. He's the captain of the club, but he is 27. So not everybody's a youth player, but we've got this brilliant team, and I'm liking how this looks. Torres in the cam position. We'll have to shift him over, but again, he's 27. They are all regens, but they are not all youngsters. Making me think our first buy, and I've already gone and done it, is Nacho Sanchez, a 1-star scout. But if we could find any decent little youngsters, of course we're going to look in Spain. They could count as non-signings, so we're not limited to 3. And Thiago Borges, I'm guessing he was already in the academy. And also Benjamin Johnson, English winger, already in our academy. I usually get rid of these players, but I'm looking at that man, and I'm thinking David Beckham. Of course, remember him at Madrid. Benjamin Johnson getting promoted straight into that first team, alongside Borges, of course, and also Kovalenko. This guy is going to go onto the bench, and we are going to fix this lineup up, as this is what we actually look like, and it's not as bad as we started with. I know our first signing, though, has to be a midfielder, but as I look through players at Atleti and Real, they are all pretty decent, so we've got to pull something out of the bag, of course, as here we go. Rayo Vallecano, they are a team based in Madrid, if you did not know, and I'm looking at Pablo Munoz, maybe a loan to buy option. I mean, it would be very difficult. Very difficult signings to make. Everyone in La Liga, very, very expensive, and with 700k only, we don't really have any chance, do we? So instead, we go into make-believe team. It is RB Bragantino, who don't have real players, but they do have players in the game. It's a weird thing going on. And Wilson Rosito, he's valued at 750, so he's our only really affordable player. As here he is at the club. We've gone immediately and signed him, as we'll shuffle this around, and that's our new team. Not a fan of the fullbacks, but we're going to have to go with them. They're in fact wingbacks, both of them. That could be a bit of an issue. But another thing that's an issue is how close the season is. So I think that's our only signing. And can he make a difference? And before I show you how probably amazing we've done, we've got a challenge on this channel, and you guys can help us with it. As we are on the race to 50,000 subscribers. Yes, 50,000 before the end of the year. It is a big milestone to hit, and it's very far off at the moment. But if you guys could help us, I would love you forever, as we're not bottom of the league. Actually, I'm only joking. I covered it up. Of course we're bottom of the league. We are a terrible side. 26 points only. As any cup success? No, we were beaten by Racing. And of course not in the playoffs, where we do want to be. But not for now, as what's our team look like? Okay, Boy's done decent. He's the only player that's not bloody unhappy in the entire squad. Johnson 68, so he's got a little bit of an increase. Rosito not doing well. Borges, the goalkeeper. Wanted more from him, but he's still only 17, and we did get some top scorers as we continue to build. Rosito with a few goals that season. As season number 2, it says 3 million euros, which is more than last time, but that 1 billion in the middle? Don't know what that's on about. I assure you, if we had 1 billion to spend, this team would be all goners. As who's the next one gone out of the team? I'm thinking wingbacks. Aguirre and Godardo, I did train them as fullbacks. I believe they might be finished. There's also Morales. Can't be having a 31-year-old midfielder on the wing. So we definitely need to change that. But let's change our initial players. Starting with Aguirre, who is 32 years old. No improvement or anything. Right, I think we get rid of him first. Ooh, but I didn't actually show you this. Benjamin Johnson, I have trained as a cam. I'm going to push him a little bit narrower to fit our formation, as we need to fit a tactic, and it's got to be tiki-taka. We are over in Spain, and we want to inflict pain, so that is what we're going to choose. And of course, no coaches for now. We don't bloody have the money. Need to save the little we have, as I'm also thinking saving it by not getting a scout, but just promoting this guy, Santi Bustamante. We're going to get him into the first team, and maybe even Jimenez, who could replace one of our fullbacks. As speaking of fullbacks, we've got one on our transfer list in Rafael Obrador. Now, this will be a gamble, because he's valued at 2.3 million, which is a lot of money, in the wage that he demands. It's impossible to sign from Madrid. As also Vallecano. I mean, look at the players they have. Even all of these are too good for us. Signings are going to be hard. So we've got to look harder. And I think I've found 2 in 1, you know, from Red Bull New York, Dylan Nealis and Jaden Reed. As putting the pair together, they cost around 1.5 million. Yeah, if my math's correct, I think it might be just under bang on. For some quality into this team, because they both are fullbacks. The only problem is there's 2 of them, leaving us 1 slot open. And we need a right-hand-sided player. As 1 million in the bank, I'm thinking it's around 1.4. And who can we go and look at? And luckily enough for us, the big clubs are helping us out. We've got Javier Jimenez, a regen at Atletico, and also Kennedy Cabral. So we've got a choice of both of these 2. They should both be affordable. And hey, they're in the new kit. As the choice I've gone ahead and made, I have gone for Cabral just because he's 2 years younger than the other one and a lot cheaper. 400k cheaper, in fact, as we haven't had a good pre-season. But making this change right there, can it help our fortunes turn? And it's got to have been better. I mean, we can't finish bottom again. If we have finished bottom again, I'm going to be angry, which I am still a little bit, because 19th in La Liga 2, it's not very good at all, especially with our ambitions, but more money received and a better finish season 2 as Real Madrid win the Copa. That's to be expected. Or the rivals, we should say, not just Real, as we made the second round, because in round 1, we actually beat Real Oviedo, which are a quality side, as we've got a bit of quality in our side. You can see there's a theme going on here. The players that we are signing are becoming the best. In Thiago Borges and Johnson, 2 youth academy players. Cabral, Nealis, Reed getting left a little bit down, and also Wilson Rosito could be better in this team. However, he did score 10 goals. And season number 3 with a Red Bull sponsor. It has got to be more money. 7 million this year. As come on, we've got to cook. We've got to only sign from certain clubs. But even with that amount of money, we should be doing a lot better. As I was struggling for breath, and I am struggling to make a decision because Herrera in the team, he was our top scorer. And also down here on the bench, we've got Kovalenko, the Ukrainian who's 19 years old and only 62 rated. So some potential in there. As centre-backs I'm looking at Arturas Rojas, 27, and Boy, 29, who, yes, is the club captain, as I'm also looking at Isaac we could replace, Otero, Nunes. I'm looking at midfield and centre, or centre-back and centre-mid. That's an easier way of wording it, as I'm also looking at scouts, if we do have enough money left, because it's signings we're prioritising, and also, if we can, signings from inside La Liga, in specific, inside Madrid, because I want to improve Spanish football, as well as just going with Red Bull, as Jorge Moreno looks like he's got a potential in there. As here he is meeting his teammates, and also the assistant manager, Jorge. Yes, 23 worries me a little bit, but still, should last over 75. Rated, that is, as welcome to Madrid. I also love these badges as well. The link is in the description to the mods we're using, but also a link to today's sponsor. And the sponsor all the time, Soccer Deal Shop, with their kits. Cheap quality replicas, as I've got a Manchester United one on. I do have a Madrid one, but I didn't want to wear it with the rivalry. As if you do want a discount, MWS10 is the code. It not only gets your money off, but helps support the channel. As to support this team, it is definitely a midfielder next. Torres has moved to the captain. The captain's curse is amongst us, because whoever gets the armband is out of the squad, as hopefully into the squad, if we can pay a good wage to Marvin, a Real Madrid player, and we can move Johnson into the central cam. We can shuffle the team all around. But is it actually worth him fully? I don't know, actually. You might be seeing a live change of heart, but also formation. If we could change the shape to this, the very weirdly shaped 4-5-1 attack. Isaac sitting deeper, and then, of course, we get the right midfielder. But not only in position, but in the broad scheme of things, Marvin is the right man to be the right man. Yes, he has demanded a wage, and it's left us with almost 2 million. I think it's 1.5, really. Definitely don't think it's closer to 2. And I want to put all that into another regen player, but it is Murad Hassan, as he goes straight into our midfield with a big job ahead of him. Yeah, thrown him into the deep end, much like this club's been thrown in the deep end. 7 million only in our 3rd season is whack. Especially for an RB club as our team. Oh, growth on the left-hand side, not very good. In the goal and on the wings, though, Marvin, 76. Or on one wing, I wanted more from Cabral, but Johnson, 75. And Borges, 75. Some decent ratings, if you ask me. A lot of transfer requests in I don't like. And 11 goals from Johnson, who should have kept us top of the league. Or near top of the league, but no. 17th position. Are you having a laugh? We're not even mid-table. We cannot even get mid-table status. We lost in the first round again of the Copa de España. Hopefully that doesn't affect our budget, as I'm getting sick and tired of us. We are not doing well heading into season 4. And striker is what we're getting. I'm sorry if you want to see a different position sign for once. Nope. We're going striker again. Seems like every save I'm bloody signing just a striker, and I have signed some contracts up, but it's only gave us 6 million, which kinda has me thinking, alongside signing the contracts up, do we actually go get some coaches? I may save that for after the player, as these are the options for up front. We've got 4 players on our transfer list, 2 from the Madrid clubs and 2 from the Red Bull clubs. Ratkov we've had before in the Milan RB save. If you haven't seen that, check it out, but I am going to take him off our list, leaving Elias Manuel, who's a brilliant striker. Garcia, a regen I don't want to go for, so I'm going to take him off also. So Julian John versus Manuel, and I'm thinking Julian John. He should cost around 4.8, and he is 22 years old. As this man has been up close and personal with Vinicius Jr. If we can't sign a Real Madrid striker and actually getting him scoring in the second division, that is a travesty. As only 4.8, he did take a high wage. An incredibly high wage, in fact. But let's hope he can prove himself, as we might need a little bit more money to actually get some coaches, as I'm looking at these two. Either Herrera or Kovalenko has to go, but he submitted a loan request. I wouldn't mind loaning this man out, maybe having this man as backup, Bustamante on our bench, and Herrera sold for a bit of money. He's 30 years old, and he's been absolutely crap for us. So out the door he goes. I don't know where he's actually going if I skip this animation. Racing Club in our league. And he has a chance at starting because the other two players he's in the team with, similar rated to him. But is that a step up for him? Because with our 2 million, yes, we haven't got the best of squads, and we're not signing any more players, but we are putting it all into coaching. Sticking with tiki-taka, but getting a few coaches into the team, as hopefully with these, we can climb the table. Good coaches should equal good ratings. And I mean, I've just clicked on the squad hub and I've seen an 80 rated. Thiago Borges, who is the highest out of everyone, to be fair. And Marvin is the second. Johnson the third. Our David Beckham playmaker, not actually top scorer, only getting a +3, overshadowed now by Marvin, but not Julian John, who has been our striker this season, and the squad overall, apart from Boy, looks very decent. He's the only OG in the squad. Tells you how bad our team was to start off with, as look at the league. Top of the tree. Not convincing by any means. We took 11 defeats this season, but 77 points. That's a trophy to our cabinet. And hopefully won't be the last one, as we don't win the Copa de España. I wasn't talking about winning that this season, as we got past round 1. Alaves got beaten, but Oviedo, who we beat before, didn't in this competition. Still a very good season for RB Madrid. Getting 77 points and even skipping out on mid-table, but there's some differences to make to the squad, as even Kennedy Cabral stopped scoring. As only 6 goals. 6 goals from an ex-Real Madridster, as that is a big worry as well. Rosito has left the club. Well, the worry isn't that he's left the club, and the worry isn't that he's gone to Oviedo. The worry is he didn't turn out well, meaning we probably need a cam this year. Alongside needing that centre-back, who's the captain. Always the worst player, the captain, and we do not get much money from him now. Now, we need to sign 2 positions. If you're following, I know I'm actually speaking very quickly at the moment, as 24 million to sign 3 players with. Not actually the worst, you may think, in your head as well, but looking at our bench, Kovalenko, 65 overall, is our best player, and that is absolutely shocking. So what we've got to do with this team is a miracle to keep it up. Not to mention, of course, Cabral didn't do well last season. As I'm looking at Rayo Vallecano first, there is nobody I want to sign, because a few of them are too expensive, like Munim, 9 million on 1 player. Also, Collins is quite decent. And also Calvin Bassey. That worries me because, of course, they will be a relegation rival. And I'm going to Atletico instead for Santiago Mourinho. Not only do I love the name, but we should be able to get him cheap. You can see 7.6 million. He's in his final year of contract. And this man can also fill in as a right back if needed, because our right back's pretty weak as well. We're in fact weak in many positions. But at least that's one filled up for now, and he's not very good on his left foot. Should have checked that before signing him, but we haven't really got the time as well. So knowing our money is decent, and I know we can sign 3 players, but I might just pile it into 1, which is Zidane Sedemir for £15 million. Yes, again, in the final year of contract. And he's from Red Bull Salzburg, only 22 years old. And am I happy with the signing? Yes, very, but I know he's not going to carry us. He might not be enough. But if we train him as a cam, it does take his rating up. I do see him as an endgame player, but do we have to go down to go up again. As with £4 million and a big sim to the end of the season, I'm not feeling confident, but has the team done us justice here? Well, I do think so, actually. Our Cam's both 80 rated, Marvin 82, and also Borges 82. Good mostly all round, but that defensive midfielder Hassan only 77 dribbling. He's only stat in the green. And he's a defensive midfielder, as we've got some good potential, lads. Does goal scoring give anything away? 23 for Marvin, jeez. As his name's not Marvin G's, just Marvin and G's, and another bigger G's, because we're not in the bottom 13, but 12th in the league, which, wow, with a minus 21 goal difference is incredible. 20 games lost, but we didn't hardly draw. That's right, it actually seems like we mostly won 2-1, with a win over Barcelona in that month, and also Real Madrid away, beating our rivals, but they beat everyone to the Copa de España, as I don't know how we did, and I only care about La Liga. 12th with this team is absolutely extraordinary, but you know what that means. With a few more signings, we should be higher. And with 42 million, I am hoping we can make some good ones, and it's come at a good time because of fringe players. People like De Paul or people like Danny Carvajal, they should be getting older and affordable, as I'm gonna look at Atleti. Any decent players at them? Oh my days. Harry Kane's an option I'm not going to go for because I think I want a right back. Joe Scally's definitely an option. The American would replace an American, but I might actually steal a youth player. Brahim Ali. Just how can I not sign this man up? I mean, he's only cost 12 million. And I know he's another regen. Joins up with this team and also joins up with Hassan because they're both from Mali. But I do want to sell Hassan. And I'm going to look at my good friends, the Salzburg lads, and going for Lucas Gerner. Can we even afford him though? No. Too much. Right, we're going to have to look elsewhere again. As maybe, in fact, from Salzburg, we go for another Malian. We're building a Mali team as Mamadou Sangare. He can mentor Ali and also mentor Hassan in the same position as him, as I'm hoping Basuma moves to one of the Madrids, or even the Red Bulls, as I'd love to have him in the midfield. But still, we've got a bit of money left, but we could have even more. As an offering for Jorge Moreno from Girona, I actually rejected a team from Germany. I know, I should have sold him to there. So he's not playing for a rival, but I'm going to sell the man who was a youngster when he first came, but he's knocking on a little bit. So I went and got rid of him completely to give us a bit more money, 38 million, and of course we need a new defender. And with this money, we are going to go bold. Axel Disasi is at Leipzig, a club I don't think we've been before. And yes, I know he's old, but he's absolute gold. He's an 84 rating, hopefully taking us a step up. As has he managed to rub off on his Red Bull teammates? Well, he has, in fact. A lot on Ali, at the side of him 82, and then the other side 80. Mourinho, or I'll just call him Jose, that's who I'm comparing him to. The weakest players now Reed, and Sangare, a lot stronger. Liking the team, as our best player is Marvin as well, reaching Real Madrid status, 29-year-old, 81 rated. And of course our top scorer, but the other kid from Real Madrid, I know he's only 25, but Julian John, the striker, less contributions than Benjamin Johnson, our David Beckham, but do we need to sign our Ronaldo up front next season? As yes, I am too, not liking just signing strikers, but I'm going to have to do it again, as we do survive in the league again above Sociedad. Osasuna, it's an 8th place finish, so it's no European football. I don't think so anyway. But 8th again, ain't bad, as no Madrid team winning the Copa de España, a Catalonian final, if I'm not wrong, Espanyol and Barca. But we are getting a little bit closer, as it was the quarterfinals this time, and Almeria, come on. they were crap in real life. And I am correct. It is no European football, but this season I'm thinking, do we just skip out the Conference League, the Europa League, the mishmash ones, going straight to the big time? Cause come on, the gap between 8th and 4th shouldn't be too much, as look where we are in the league. It's actually just put us default top. As according to my calculations, the letter R doesn't come before A, as this team, A, get it? It has to definitely improve, with left back being our first option or second behind central, because Sangare has been good, but I think again, we go midfield. Not to forget though the John dilemma, because he is only 82 rated. Maybe if we could sell him, swap, we'd do good. Meaning swapping a player out, getting a little bit more money in, because 57 million, it's good, but it's not the best. So what I am going to start by doing is transfer listing the players that I don't mind getting rid of, Sangare and Reed especially. As one player that's actually lower rated than the players we want out is Yeray Salinas, the backup at Atletico Madrid. If this man can do an alley and just join as one of our fullbacks, improve all the way through the ranks, I think we've got a talented player. So not a long travel on the bus to, of course, RB's headquarters, as he's welcomed into the club. And I know he's another regen, but he's another player that just, I think, can grow quickly. As another player as well, in the same bracket as him is Ilyas Ahmed. Now, I know it's another regen, but this man, I'm just thinking, he can play centre forward, basically cam striker as well, and maybe compete with John. So again, making that gamble. But before we actually get to him, we have sold Mamadou. He's gone for 20 million to play for the Premier League B's, Brentford. But a tongue twister there. We have got our striker in. And of course, he's only going to be backup. As I'm also taking the risk, or do I train him as cam? No, I'm going to keep him as a centre forward and check how much money we've got. As it's 44 million. Again, like we did with Disasi, we've got to go big on one player. And this time I'm going to stay in Spain for the midfielder. And I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but Lennon Miller, who's somehow at Atleti. As for all that cash, here he is. I don't believe it. In our midfield. And that is a Champions League team. What a buy to get. I mean, yes, it cost all our money, as I've gone to the squad hub first, because we've only got 21 players. And yes, that is quite risky, as our highest at the club, though, Marvin 91 and Zidane 90. Yes, it's not the proper Zidane, but how funny is it that they've got similar names? He scored 26 goals, but he's providing like Zidane. Prime Zizou even, as this is what our team looks like. Defense and attack, apart from camps, could be strengthened. Decent bench as well. Da Costa, Boyle, Kovalenko, well, of course they could be strengthened. But will we get the money to, as we're not in the bottom half? We are, in fact, finishing top of La Liga. And I am stunned. Silenced. Well, I would be silenced if I didn't have to speak to a bloody camera in this video. 10 points clear of Barcelona gives us a trophy to place in our cabinets. I think that's our second one. We're not getting the Copa de España. And I said we were getting closer, but the round of 32. We were actually beaten by Getafe, and I'm excited for next season. Not because of Champions League, not because of the players we've got, but the prospect of the budget. Of course, we are a Red Bull club. So what I am actually going to do, put the 7 million in, I think from a release clause paid, to our coaches for next year. As this is how our coaches look into the 8th season, I believe. And yes, they all don't look the best star-wise. But apart from this guy, Iñaki Carrazzo, I've gone for everyone who knows tiki-taka to hopefully get the best out of the play. Because after all, we're a Spanish club and we've got a lot of players out, which gives me an idea who the players I've got to get in are. These that aren't playing, such as Cabral, I'll leave Salinas, maybe another centre-back, maybe another striker. As John has improved, I'll give him that, but as our budget improved, because that correlates to signings. And being that Red Bull club, yes, I knew we'd have some money. 123 million in our Champions League season. Could it be more? Because we've got brilliant bids in here. First one, Brahim Ali, 123 million. But my thought process here, we've got Jaden Reed, and we're getting beautiful bids in for him. Don't know why they've bid that much, but this man, Salinas, now a bid in from Salzburg. Yes, another Red Bull club. And I'm letting him go there. That's right. I'm going to return the favor. We've bought a lot from them. They're giving us a lot of money back. And of course, we have Reed, who can step in as left back, so we don't need another left back. It's just a lot more money. So scrap 123 million. It's 203 million. 200 million in our Champions League campaign. And we've got to go big with it. I knew I was selling a player this season because I knew we'd have a decent budget, but I knew I needed more for this man, Vinicius Jr. Well, he hasn't actually joined. We've had our bid rejected. Oh, that's sad. I really wanted Vinicius Jr. He is 30-year-old. Maybe we could go for Rodrigo instead? And yes, we've got him in. He is there in the t-shirt. Rodrigo, RB Madrid. What a traitor. 150 million, but he fits in when we change it to wing. And our attack, or midfield, not even our attack, is extraordinary. Marvin Madrid, Rodrigo of Madrid, even a Salzburg player in there. As the next player I want is an ex-Real Betis player, not Madrid, it's Juan Miranda, who's at Leipzig. As yes, I said I didn't really need a left back in the squad, but I've gambled with all our money. We've literally spent up now to fill in that role because it was our weakest after all, and our bench still stronger. And I believe we just need a centre-back. But they won't be joining this season, no, because we've got no money and we've got our Champions League group alongside Paris. As first of all, before we can even speak about any signings, we've got to wrap this season up. Oh, almost another trophy, but beaten by another Madrid. Still, 3 of the 4 teams are actually Madrid sides. If we were to team together, that would be an amazing stat for all, as we do win the Supercopa, another trophy for the Madridsters. And the Copa de España, we won on penalties. So, domestic double, but one more competition to go. And yes, I did say that weirdly. I know I speak weird, and that's weird. Paris out in Group C of the Champions League. Rangers go through. As of course we went through ourselves. We beat Torino, and Rangers beat Arsenal, Braga almost, Monaco smashed Barca. Then we win 4-3 against Sporting. And actually, looking at all those teams, I am amazed that they're quarter-finalists. As then 2 Red Bull clubs in the semi-finals, which we do win. Unfortunately, Salzburg lose. Or fortunately, in fact, is it a rule that they can't play each other? It's Sporting anyway to play in the Champions League finale. Ronaldo's ex-club, who might not be supporting Madrid this time, as this is the team we have to face them. Plenty 90 rated. Our keeper being one of them, and then of course all our midfielders. Who was our top scorer though? The signing of Rodrigo. Just needs to repeat it here. And hey, it's at Wembley, if you caught that little glance. I do love a game at Wembley. I actually went there last season myself, and what a kick clash this is, man. Why haven't they put their green on? Anyway, we've got to try and play like this. I guess that's what we deserve for actually taking the red off Red Bull, as now Miller into the middle. A ball towards Johnson, who shrugs his man off. And does get an early shot in. But I can't believe they've done this, man. Why are these kits so similar? Johnson still, the edge of the box. It is Marvin who goes to shoot. Still, the ball out to Lennon Miller, who's going to hit a rocket. Never in my life did I think I'd sign a Scottish player today, as Marvin needs to get this pass off. Lennon Miller, that's got to be handled. And on this free kick, well, we've got to put Rodrigo on it. He is by far our best player. Maybe not rating-wise, but goal-wise as it's in the back of the net. A brilliant set piece from the man. 1-0 to Red Bull, and it is an ex-Real Madrid player. What a fine finish. The number 10 over the wall. I couldn't sneak it under. Had to go over, and goalkeeper, no chance, glides over the head of Abdel Fatawu, the new Leicester man, and into the top corner, as we need to look for more. As hopefully they can't look for any, because they can't bloody see which players are theirs. I don't like the conditions, but still, the first time it's ever happened, as that's a good ball by John. I don't think he meant it, and we've run around as man all my days. And the referees gave a penalty. This could get messy. Sent just trying to block everything. Handled, pushed down. It's harsh, but it's happened. As it's Marvin on the spot kick. That's a big circle, you know, but down the middle to solve the riddle. And now it's 2-0 Madrid. What a half from us, man, as this is Zidane. I'm going to keep calling him Zidane instead of his full name, because I can't say it. Dribbling through all their team. I can't believe we've actually got Sporting to play. He's still going. Still going. Oh, my days. Rights with the block. And we can't get too cocky, but here he is. Again, cutting inside. Get out of his way, please. He's got the shot off into the net. 30 minutes in. 3-0 to Red Bull. They might have paid their way to it, but what a strike from the youngster. Or the man who once was a youngster. I cannot believe our luck. I'm sorry, Sporting, but we're smashing you. Although, they could have got a goal back. Borges with the save, though, and that is the first half. Could it be 6-0 in this game, or could Sporting sport a comeback? Well, I am going to lean towards no, but then again, they've started this half off strongly, and they've got to have done some good to actually get to the Champions League final. A ball into Gyökeres. Trincao, we were blocked off. That is one back for Sporting. Right, we've got a game on, which hopefully we can call off again, but it's them keeping the ball. Abdel Fatawu, Nazinho. Good block by Dizassi, who's old. 34, that man, as look how close they're getting to our box now. We're tackling Trincao. He's gave it into Gyökeres. Careless with Gyökeres, as now 3-2 Sporting. Or to us, feels like Sporting. They're the team on top now. As we've really got to step up now. Come on, attack them, please. Julian John, round the corner. Miranda, the left back running forward. Wasteful, as now they're actually getting closer into the box. Trincao, don't dive in, please. Estevez, the right wing back's been brilliant. He gets his shot off blocked. No handball. We're all over the place. We're sliding into tackles. Maria gets his shot off. And all we can do is literally put it out for a corner. St. Just into Fatawu. We're just sliding. We're everywhere in there. Let's get the ball bloody out. We've got 1 minute added on right here. Lennon Miller, please. Finally, saved by the bell. As we pick up our next trophy, the Champions League one. And I'm very hyped about this. It is going to be Mourinho, as the manager with the same name is used to picking up them trophies, but we've got to see the bus parade, because we didn't just get one. There's only 2 actually sat on the bus parade. We did win 3 overall, as if you do want to see another Red Bull club, comment which down below, or comment anything down below. I will be reading all the comments as usual. May get round to them late, as if you want to see anything else, click here.